Homeowners, please stop giving money to roofing contractors up front. What you're doing is you're opening yourself up to the possibility that your roofing contractor is going to collect your money and then he's going to disappear. Now, we just released a video about the most common roofing scams, and then last night I actually saw a news video from my city about a roofer who's got a warrant out for his arrest. And this is because he collected deposit money from homeowners, never did the work, and then he just disappeared. One of the creepiest parts of the whole story is the fact that this roofer did that to the father of one of his own salesmen. Let me show you the news video about this.
An arrest warrant for the owner of a local roofing company after multiple clients say he took their money, never did the work. We're talking about felony charges here, accused of ripping off the most vulnerable. News 5's Maggie Bryan spoke with a victim and a former contractor who says the business owes his family more than $9,000.
And so this contractor that he's talking about, who says that the roofer owes him $9,000, this was one of the salesmen for this roofing company. He was brand new.
Aspen Roofing and Exteriors used to operate out of this business space here on North Academy Boulevard, but now all that is left is a note from the sheriff's office after a deputy tried serving the business legal papers. Now police say the co-owner is facing multiple felonies and a warrant is out for his arrest after alleged theft from multiple clients.
So these are felony charges. I mean, this just isn't petty theft. I mean, this guy's facing time in a federal prison for doing what he's done.
David Wolfram says last July he started a new job as a sales contractor.
Okay, so this guy that we're looking at here, this is the guy who started working for the roofing company as a salesman.
As a sales contractor with Aspen Roofing and Exteriors.
I was very excited because I'd been looking for a job for months.
He says his father was his first client.
That is the worst part of this whole story, right? Dad is trying to help his son out, get started with this new job. He's wanting to make sales, so dad is trying to help him by letting him sell him his first roof.
I said, I'm going to see this through from start to finish. That's what a good contractor does.
Wolfram says during the 2 months he works for the company, he never did see a project completed.
So in 2 months working for this roofing company, he said that they didn't complete any projects in 2 months.
After 3 weeks, my customers were calling me.
He says the work on his clients' roofs, including his father's, never started. And a warrant is now out for the arrest of the company's co-owner, Todd Halliburka. Court documents show Halliburka is facing 2 felony charges for crimes against at-risk persons, listing Wolfram's mother and father as 2 of the 3 victims. The documents also reveal a bank account in the business's name had a balance of 1 penny.
This is really important information. They obtained his bank statements, and it showed that he had 1 penny. Okay, there's some additional details in this that are going to come out in just a minute that are also important. But here's why it's so critical that you not give deposit money to a roofer up front. And I'm going to clarify that in just a minute, because what happens oftentimes is roofers get themselves just in bad situations. This roofer may not have intended to commit felonies. What I see happen to roofers frequently is they're essentially borrowing money from this job to pay off this job, instead of taking all of the proceeds from the job that they're doing to pay for the costs of that job. So you might have job A and job B. So this is where roofers get themselves in trouble. They end up, what's the cliche, robbing Peter to pay Paul. Is it legitimate that a roofer should be able to get a deposit for a job? Yes, and I'm going to explain how that should work for you as a homeowner in just a minute. Okay, remember I told you that there were some more details going to come out about what he was doing with his money? Listen to this.
At the end of November last year, the document shows between August and November last year, only 2 transactions were made at a home improvement store, and says the rest of the money was spent at restaurants, grocery stores, hair salons, coffee houses, a bar, and more.
This roofer was taking the money that customers were giving him, and it's even worse, right? So I tried to give the guy the benefit of the doubt, saying that, he was in over his head and using money from this job to pay for stuff on this other job. But no, this guy is like the bottom of the barrel. It's kind of like when you turn over a rock and you see all those creepy crawlies and they just scatter because the light has been exposed on them. That's what this guy is. He was taking his customers' money and going out and living large with it. Going and buying food, buying liquor, tropical fish store, getting his hair done.
The Secretary of State's office says the roofing company voluntarily closed its doors on March 7th, but the Wolfram family is still fighting for their money back.
We're still chasing him down today.
And now without their father, who passed suddenly last September.
That's hard to hear. So dad trying to help out his son, and then he dies in the midst of all of this.
As a widow, and we were still trying to make touch base with them.
Wolfram's sister Dawn says their mother is now dealing with the stress of lost money and a roof still needing to be fixed.
She's just been really heartbroken over it and just can't believe anybody would do this to her.
We are trusting by our nature for the most part. And we do find it hard to believe that somebody would do something like this. We tend to want to trust people who are coming to help us and to do work for us. And no doubt that's why they gave them this money, over $9,000, because they trusted the guy. So I hate to say it, but be cynical.
We just want the money back to my family. I want it back to my other customers so that there's no harm, no foul.
So he said something that's an important point right here. He wants not only the money back for his family, but the other customers that he sold jobs to, they're out money too. So this guy feels the weight of that responsibility.
David and his family say they still hope to settle everything outside of court to get their money back. If you think you are a victim of Aspen Roofing and Exteriors, you can call Colorado Springs Police. That's at 719-444-7000.
All right, so I've talked a lot about homeowners not giving a roofing contractor money up front as a deposit. But is it valid for a roofing contractor to need to collect a deposit before starting a roofing job? Absolutely. But timing is everything. So ideally, if you're a homeowner working with a roofing contractor, the best thing to protect yourself is to tell the roofing contractor that you'll give him a deposit check once you have materials on site. If he tells you that he has to have a check before that, then you can tell him that you'll give him a check, but he's not allowed to deposit that into his general account until you have materials delivered to your property. Because the way that it should work for a contractor is he should be able to have an account with a shingle supplier so that he can buy those materials on account and pay for them later. That facilitates him being able to get the materials to you, collect the money from you, and then pay for those materials. But if you're dealing with a roofing contractor who is telling you that he needs money up front to be able to buy the materials for your job, that should be a big red flag. Because that might tell you that that roofing contractor doesn't have a good enough reputation and his credibility isn't established well enough with a local shingle supplier, and therefore he may not have a line of credit with any supplier. And therefore, that's why he wants you to give him money before he goes and buys materials. Every credible roofing contractor is going to be able to order your materials and even have those materials delivered to your property without having to collect money from you. I actually get a lot of grief from roofing contractors in response to my videos, because we've got a lot of videos out there where we tell homeowners don't give a roofing contractor money up front. And roofing contractors reply to me and they comment on my video saying, I have to collect money up front to be able to buy the materials. I'm just saying, roofers, if that's the position that you're in, maybe you're not running your business the right way. So homeowners, stop opening yourselves up to be victims of dishonest roofing contractors and only give them the deposit money that they're asking for once you have materials delivered to your property. Because that way, then if your roofer flakes out and disappears, you've got materials that you've paid for and you can hire a different roofer to do the labor. Now, do you want to know what the other roofing scams are that you need to watch out for if you're a homeowner? Click this video right up here.